everybody, and welcome back to Axion Token. So in this video I wanted to quickly look at penalties for early unstaking. So for those of you who have made a stake, you've staked some Axion in there to get a return over any particular period of time, one day up to 5,555 days, which is 15 years. Anyone who's done that, this is really important to know your early unstake penalties, and so you need to just be careful. So if we just jump back to the staking, you just need to know that if you do a withdrawal here and unstake it, then your Axion principal will be at risk. So you just need to be careful. So let's have a quick look at what the white paper says. The staking feature allows the user to unstake before the committed time, although the user pays a penalty for this. So you can see this one here is for 14 days. It ends on the 1st of December 2020. It's 5% through, and it's for 6,587 Axion. Now, if I penalise this, it's going to incur an early unstake penalty if I break it today. So once someone initiates unstaking, the payout due to them is computed based on the days they were staked. Thus the payout is their principal plus the sum of payout they receive per day. So let's have a look at how the penalty is computed or calculated. A penalty is a percentage of how early the user unstaked. Okay, so penalty percentage is the number of days committed, days left. Okay, so the penalty percentage is the number of days committed, days left, so how long it's got left, versus the total committed days. Okay, the total period that you put on. So this one over here is for 14 days, so it's currently day 2. The user commits to stake for, let's have a look at this example. So a user stakes 100 Axion and gets 50 Axion as their share in the payout pool, so that's the reward for the days they are staked for. The user commits to stake for 100 days, okay, so 100 Axion is staked for 100 days, and they got 50 Axion reward as well. But unstakes after day 20, okay, so they're going to be in there 100 days, but they unstake after day 20, which is basically 20 days, 20%, sorry, of the time that they had staked. Now the payout penalty is going to be the remaining of days, so the payout penalty is the number of days committed, days left. So if they've already served 20 days, they've got 80 days left. So the penalty is 80 days left divided over 100, which is the total amount of days that they're going to be staked. So that's 80% of the final payout. Alright, so that's the penalty percentage is 80% of the final payout, which is huge, right? So you don't want to unstake early, right? So the final payout will equal 20% of earned interest plus principal. Okay, so for that, that's the actual principal will be affected, not just the interest. Okay, so in the example above, which is this one here, only 30 Axion will be returned, 20% of 150. Okay, so the principal was 100, the interest was 50, so it's 150, and that's where you get that 150 from. And the penalty payout was 80 days remaining over 100 days, which is 80%. And so 80% times the earned interest and principal for the final payout leaves 30 Axion left. So they lost 70 of their original Axion principal because they staked really early. So the thing with Axion, it's great for getting rewards, but it penalizes people who break their commitments and unstake early, and those rewards go to the reward pool for all the rest of the stakers. So all early unstake penalties for a day are tabulated and added to the auction pool for the next day. Okay, so these early unstake penalties, so if you do that and you pay unstake early, you're going to get massive penalties, and it will impact your principal, and then that will get added to the auction pool for the next day. Alright, which is on the other page. If we go to auction, it's going to get put in the auction pool, alright, for the following day. Now, it's very important to know that. So if you are going to unstake early on, you're going to get penalties. So if you unstake on the first day, you probably lose all your principal, right? You will lose all your principal. Okay, so you've got to be careful of unstaking, and don't treat it in a nonchalant way. So once you have a stake in there for a certain period of time, stay committed to that stake as long as possible, and be very careful about unstaking. Probably later in the period, once you've flipped it over this percentage, you would be able to do it, but you need to calculate that very carefully to make sure that It's only your interest that will be affected and not your principal if you unstake early. So hopefully this just walkthrough helps illuminate it a bit more. Feel free to subscribe, like and share, and hit the bell for future videos. I'll be here later on today for the close of the auction, and I'll catch you in that one. Cheers!